Hey, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to another TGI Friday blog post video, and the final one before we enter patch 5.7, which is rounding the corner next week, either on Tuesday or Wednesday. They seem to flip-flop between which day they actually want to release it on. I also want to say save your red star orbs, because we will be most likely having Silver Samurai when the patch goes live, who is expected to be the campaign event character to start the patch off. I also want to say congratulations to Calzone of Hellcow's Angels for winning the Black Widow costume and getting yourself a Taskmaster costume, because this is the first time that I have seen this in-game, and one of my Alliance members shared this photo during our war that I want to share with you guys. So this is, it's actually this one here. This is the photo of the Taskmaster costume, which you might be able to see here. It's neat, but this is the first time that I've ever actually seen it. So congratulations, and this is Calzo. This is the attack. Obviously Shadowlands versus Mercs, and that was a clear win there. However, congrats on your costume anyway, so I wanted to raise that. You know, also congrats on beating us in war. Could have been our Plat 2 promotion, but it just wasn't meant to be. Try not to be too salty, but we don't take war that seriously anyways, and I hope that you guys are all doing well on your Cloak and Dagger Blitz, which has just started the other day as well. I think I have 1 or 2 more rotations left to go, and hopefully I can score my 1%, although the weekend will hate me, and yeah, having timers set for Saturday and Sunday to do this doesn't really enthuse me, but that's how it is for Blitz, isn't it? So that's all I wanted to say. We did a little bit of a weekly news roundup this morning, so if you haven't checked out that video, do check that out. I'll leave that at the end of the video, but let's start with what we came here to talk about, and that's the blog post. So let's jump on over. Alright everyone, time to get out your magnifying glass, because that's exactly what I'm going to be doing with this blog post that we have today. Let's close that down and let's show our blog post for the day, which covers up, has Lady Deathstrike on the cover here, Doom and Cyborg Gloom. So hopefully this is a pretty good one. This is a showcase, I guess, of what's to come for next week, for next patch. So we'll open this up. Doom and Cyborg Gloom. Greetings, Commander. Prepare for tech upgrades. So, okay, so confirmation that Lady Deathstrike will be tech, hopefully. As this week we're meeting a razor-sharp personality who is sure to get your roster running like a well-oiled machine, and after getting straight to the point, we'll be discussing the next raid challenge. Alright, so Doom Raid 2 on the horizon here, as we know, courtesy of Dr. Doom, as well as announcing the next permanent legendary event. Alright, so we got something good to talk about today, it looks like. Shining lights on blitzes, and which is really Cloak and Dagger, I think. Actually, I'm not sure if we're going to be getting it 2 in a row. We'll find out. And unearthing a golden opportunity for your mercs. Okay, that's just payday stuff, probably. Lady Deathstrike. Okay, so here is the lore background of Lady Deathstrike. She is Japanese, and if you're unfamiliar with her, she has some backgrounds with Wolverine. Not going to read out the whole thing here, but it does say that had her body outfitted with extensive cybernetic enhancements, including adamantium bones and talons, as well as boosts to her strength, agility, and healing factor, going under the name Lady Deathstrike. She's worked as an assassin, clashing with Wolverine on many occasions. She'll slot into the Weapon X team as a brawler, so Wolverine and Sabretooth are both brawlers, right? So that's 3 brawlers? Holy crap. With solid damage, focus, and speed, all of which are further enhanced in Alliance War. Her abilities feed off of Bleed, as she receives a different bonus for each of her attacks when targeting an enemy who is inflicted with Bleed. Okay, so I'm wondering, you know, before we even take a look at the kit, is she going to be useful in Doom Raid is what I want to know. And I don't know how many tech characters, if any of them, actually inflict Bleed, so this might be a bit of a difficult one here. Despite being a brawler, Lady Deathstrike also brings key defensive facets to the Weapon X team, such as clearing negative effects and providing immunity. Okay, that's interesting. For the Weapon X team, she provides bonus focus as well as heavy bleed resistance for herself and the rest of the team. Also interesting, I'm not sure exactly off the top of my head what that's meant to counter, unless it's meant to counter themselves, if you live with Weapon X versus Weapon X on a mirror team. But let's look down. So, traits, Villain, Global, Tech, Brawler, Weapon X. Okay, so, confirm Tech. That's good. Let's read on more, though, to figure out what we have. So, basic Reaver Revenge. And actually, I think this is based on the comic lore of her being actually a member of the Reavers, I'm pretty sure, which is like a cybernetically enhanced team, group of people, really. Transfer 1 deflect from primary target to self. Okay, so deflects. Off the top of my head, Infinity Watch do have deflex, and definitely Heroes for Hire have deflex. There's definitely Mercs have deflex, other teams have deflex, but yeah, this is what I was thinking of. And of course, anyone with a boost. If you boost the team, they're all going to have deflex, of course. Attack primary target for 250% piercing. If primary target has bleed, repeat this attack and apply defense down. Okay, so I'm assuming with the order of events with the turns, that she's not necessarily... She's going to go probably after Wolverine and Sabretooth, who's going to be applying these bleeds. This attack gains 300% extra focus. Okay. Special Deadly Weapon, energy cost 3 out of 3, so that is a turn 1 available. We'll see when we get to the ultimate, though. Gain, and very short cooldowns, to be honest. Gain offense up for 2 turns. Attack primary and target adjacent targets for 200% piercing, plus apply 2 bleed and a reduced speed bar by 20%. Okay, so you're reducing speed bar by 20% on the main target and adjacent targets, so that's pretty good. Viable in Doom Raid? Maybe. Tech villain team? Ultron? I'd hate to say it. Maybe? I don't know. On kill, repeat attack using a new primary target randomly chosen from the previous secondary targets. Okay, so this is definitely only going to attack the existing adjacent targets hit from the first attack. This secondary attack can target stealth targets. On kill, increase the duration of positive effects on self and all Weapon X allies by 1 up to a maximum of 5. Okay, so, you know, not as impressive outside of the team. Unfortunately, it would just really be her, unless Silver Samurai happens to be tech, but I don't think so, unless they go for a different version of him. It's probably mutant, so we'll see. Decent amount of damage. I'm not sure if that's a lot of damage, actually. 200% seems a bit low, but because of the cooldown cost, I'm not sure, and we get additional bleeds. It is piercing, of course, but yeah, I'm not too sure. I'd have to compare this with other characters. Ultimate, Adamantium Flurry, energy cost 4 to 6, so this is a turn 2 move. Because even though it says 4 to 6, that actually means that it's turn 2 because you get 1 on your turn. Attack primary target for 280% piercing, plus apply 1 defense down up to a max of 2. Strange is only to a max of 2. Apply 2 bleed. Okay. Rebound chain to 4 adjacent targets. Okay, so it's... Oh, that's weird. I find this strange. Rebound chain to 4 adjacent targets. So is that a rebound at that point, or are they only rebounding between those targets? That's really strange, I think. I don't think I've seen it worded that way. I'm a little bit suspicious whether or not this is actually going to work as intended or as it's mentioned here in the text. For 280% piercing, plus apply 1 defense down up to a max of 2. Apply to bleed. Okay, so... That's okay. I was going to say, though, so if this primary target has a bleed, repeat this attack and apply defense down. So the basic actually seems pretty good, because you're going to be taking advantage of the bleeds that happen on turn 1, turn 2, those kind of things. Clear all negative effects from self and Weapon X allies. Apply immunity to self and all Weapon X allies. This attack cannot miss any target that has bleed. Okay, so that's good. So I'm hoping that Wolverine and Sabretooth go first, because they are supposed to have more additional reworks that include more bleeds in their kit as well. So this could be really good. If this character has 3 or more Weapon X allies, this attack cannot be countered. Not exactly. I guess it's like calling Shang-Chi and calling Wings. I forget who has counter. I thought it was them. Passive on Murderous Intent. Or Murderous Intent. On turn, heal for 20% of this character's max health. So this is kind of in line with, I guess, Sabretooth and Wolverine's passive that they're going to have. When this character drops below 60% health, gain 2 evade and 2 death proof. Gain 25% crit damage. Weapon X allies gain 25% crit damage. So, and to be clear, I believe that it's Omega Red that gives additional crit, I think, to the team as well. Or he gets crit for, I forget. This team is going to be crit damage and bleed focused, it would seem, at least from the damage dealers. Lower resistance by 50% for all enemies with bleeds. So again, really taking advantage of these bleeds. In war, gain 65% focus. Weapon X allies gain 65. Gain 1000% resistance against bleed. This is something like Luke Cage should have had. But hey, what I do like, again, is it's war only. So far, you know, what we've seen with her and what we've seen with Omega Red, war only. So hypothetically, you could run this on war defense if you so desire, although I have a feeling that most people are probably going to be using this in war offense. However, that doesn't mean that we wouldn't be able to come up with some theory-crafted stuff, which I like in war. You know, same with Doc Ock had war only and not war offense or war defense. So this is nice. And then Weapon X allies gain 1000% resistance against bleed as well. So the whole team actually really can't be bled. So that's quite interesting. And I guess if you went up against a mirror match, it wouldn't really go over all that well because of the resistance against bleed. Not too bad. How much she'll be able to be used in Doom Raid, though, in the mutant lane, potentially... sorry, in the tech lane, my bad. I don't know, because it's all about damage and bleed, but other than that, there's some defense down. This could actually go hand in hand well with Kestrel, applying defense down for that, but it only comes from this skill. I don't believe it comes from any of the other skills in the special. So it's only the ultimate that actually gets that. So is it worth it? Oh, actually, and the basic as well can apply defense down. Is it worth it? I don't know. We could give it a shot, I suppose. It would be maybe between her and Nebula at this point, because she's not really a healer, so you still need to keep one of the either Shuri or Minerva, I think, in here. Let's talk about Doom 2. So that was all about Lady Deathstrike, which seems kind of interesting. Let's talk about Doom 2 and what's coming up. Your Alliance's next great challenge arrives with the upcoming release of 5.7 in the form of Doom 2 Raid. The follow-up to Doom 1, of course. The slew of rewards is strong enough to take on the blah, 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 blah. Teal gear, here are the details. Okay, this is the important stuff. What are we going to need to get in? Alliances can launch Doom 2 as soon as they possess the number of ultimate keys. Each difficulty has minimum requirements for each character. The normal version of the raid requires Tier 2, Level 1, ISO 8. Okay, that's actually not too bad. Tier 2, Level 1, so just Blue 1, and the requirements increase to Blue 2 for difficulties 1 and 2. Okay, so you only actually need Blue 1 for the... There's going to be... there's going to be quite a few difficulties here. The difficulties 1, 2, and 3. So there's actually going to be a total of 4 Doom 2 versions. But this is actually really nice. So it does increase, but I think that's okay. And the fact that you can actually enter on level 1 is really encouraging, because that's not a lot. That's just 1 crystal for each character. Like 2, 3 orbs, maybe, depending on RNG, of course. But, it's only a couple of orbs. That's not a lot. Actually, that's pretty good. And I think some people are going to be doing that for a little while anyways before they move up on the difficulty. So to unlock the next difficulty, 100% completion. This is going to be tough for like alliances like myself that are kind of semi-casual, and getting 100% completion is quite difficult. Doom 2 will have the same trait requirements as Doom 1. Okay, so yeah, that's really encouraging. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. That's pretty awesome, I think, actually, that they're at least telling us up front what that's going to be. But starting at level 1, I was expecting it maybe to be something like level 2 to start, and then level 3 later on in the same raid. But nope, we're getting level 1. Tier 2, blue, or basically blue level 1 to start, and then blue level 2 for difficulties 1 and 2, and then blue level 3 for level 3 at the top end. So, yeah, not too bad, actually, I would say. Okay, so let's talk about the rewards. Your efforts in Doom 2 will not go unrewarded. Hitting at least 30% will earn you fragments for the new Teal Gear Raid Orb, as well as Orange Elite Orb fragments, raid credits, Orange Ability Material, and T2 ISO 8 credits. Of note, the amount of Teal Gear Raid Orb fragments, blah, 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 will remain the same no matter whether you're in rank 1 or rank 24. Okay, that's fine. That's just the same rewards basically across the board for everyone. And while Teal Gear Raid Orb fragments and raid credit rewards will scale as you reach higher completion percentages in raids, the Orange Ability Materials, the other stuff earned from Doom 2 will stay constant, providing a stable foundation for future progress. Falling short of 30% completion will earn you a smaller amount of raid credits, ability materials, and T2 ISO 8 credits. So you will not get any Teal Gear Raid Orbs at all unless you hit 30% on Doom 2. So do keep that in mind. That this is something that hopefully we're going to be challenging next week, and we'll see how far we get. And of course, because it's only Tier 2 blue level 1 requirement, that's actually not too bad. Let's talk about the Teal Gear Raid Orb, though. We'll continue, you guessed it, Teal Gear. The left and right pillars will reward basic catalysts, stat catalysts, so this is like Teal Gear colored catalysts, and Origin Teal Gear, while the middle pillar will have a 20% chance to reward Teal Unique Gear. Teal Mini Uniques won't be available via the Teal Gear Raid Orb, and instead will be found in the store, events, and various offers. Okay, so confirmed that we are getting Teal Gear in the stores. Now, I don't know if the store, by store they mean the main store. I'm assuming the main supply store. Maybe this will pop up in other stores, the War Store. It doesn't say. So it looks like you have a 20% chance to get a full piece of gear in the middle. We're probably only going to get like 1 or 2 orbs on the Doom 30% or something. That's how I feel. Raid Season Points. Doom 2 will feature an updated way to earn Raid Season Points through raid participation. While playing on difficulty 1 or higher of Doom 2, your alliance will earn a bonus of millions of Raid Season Points on reaching 30% completion. Because of this bonus, if you reach 60% completion on difficulty 1, you'll still earn as many points as you would have by reaching 100% on normal, and so on. This update is meant to prevent raid season points from scaling in ways that would cause alliances to blow past all the existing raid milestones too quickly. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm really bothered by that statement at all, but maybe some alliances might. Experiment X. Dig your claws into Wolverine's new wild new costume, teal gear, and other rewards with the upcoming Experiment X event. Okay, so a milestone, a 14-day milestone. Sorry, a 1-day milestone that repeats for 14 days by spending campaign energy, ISO 8 energy, and power. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I swore. Power cores. Fuck. When was the last time that we actually had to spend power cores? Do you guys remember? It was the Lunar New Year event. Do you guys remember this one? We had to. I'm pretty sure that by spending power cores, it contributed towards a milestone. Now, I assume this is a solo milestone. I hope that's the case. I would assume so because it's a daily milestone. Probably a solo milestone. I hope that you don't need to spend power cores much, or at all, but very many, to get the Weapon X costume, which is the pink phase bits. They're two in the same really here. And I imagine that if you want to get any sorts of teal gear, you're going to have to spend power cores to get that. Possibly the Elite 5 and the gold promotion credits as well. So we'll wait and see. I'll probably have to do a math video, a spreadsheet on this to make sure that people are doing exactly what they need to get to whatever goal that they want to get with regards to this milestone. So does it say when this is going live? It doesn't exactly. It says they'll be converted on October 20th. So I don't know. I want to assume that this might be when the patch goes live, but it's not entirely clear. Blitz and Gear Tier 16. Okay. The next phase of gear progression, we know this. Okay, blah, 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 blah. What's important here? One game mode where you could face off against Gear Tier 16 enemies is Blitz. Commanders who have characters equipped with Gear Tier 15 should be on the lookout for Gear Tier 16 enemies, as you're sure to account them in higher Blitz tiers, which features more powerful enemy teams. Note that teams in Blitz have had their stats overridden by the systems based on Blitz tier. The stats and gear that you see are opposing teams do not necessarily reflect the actual stats of that team. These stronger enemies could require more attention in battle, so be on alert to make sure you're maximizing your blitzing. We'll have the details surrounding teal gear in an upcoming blog. I mean, the patch is next week, right? So teal gear is being released already. So what more is there to look at? New permanent legendary. Star-Lord is coming as the permanent legendary. Why did this not come before Shuri and Nick Fury? Absolutely crazy. But yeah, wow. Okay, and he's being dropped down to a 4-star requirement and commander level 35. Great. I mean, he's shit. Nobody uses him. But, you know, at least he's being made available, and that we can knock that off onto the list. I can write that down on my spreadsheet and in my character spreadsheet, and we can move on from Star-Lord. Okay, so that's good. It's going to be a one-time 14-day calendar with Mantis shards. Okay, Mantis is a shit character as well. Oh my god, what are they doing? Anyways, new permanent legendary, that's great. Costume update. If you missed the Iceman costume, it's coming back again soon. The new different costume. Okay, so you can buy it for costume credits. Now they're telling us when these costumes are becoming available. I actually have a spreadsheet for this as well, that I've been tracking all of the costumes just to see when they came back, because Siege Thor came back this patch as well to start. I believe it was the start of this patch that they made that one available. So yeah, I'll be keeping track of costumes just in case anyone's curious about that one. Who knows if they might have any relevance down the line, whether or not you actually need them. I hope not, but who knows. Upcoming blitzes. We have a Tech Prodigy Ironheart Blitz on Monday. And then, okay, the second run of the Cloak and Dagger Blitz is already next Thursday. I didn't know that it'd be coming back that soon. Opening up my calendar here. Yep, Thursday, September the 30th. So I thought maybe they would push that back into the second Strike Pass. So no, it looks like they're trying to smash it all out right in the beginning. So that's not too bad either here, actually. But we all know how I feel about the Cloak and Dagger release method. I'm not going to go on about it again. I've already talked about this at length. Bonus and flash events. We're almost done, guys. And it's just some Star-Lord stuff and paydays coming around at the end of, at the beginning of October. Okay, so we're done. So this was quite a big blog. Important things to note. Scrolling back up the way, Star-Lord being made permanent. All the stuff around Gear Tier 16. We have this Experiment X, Wolverine, 14-day milestone with the costume. Probably going to come at the start of the patch next week, my guess. We have Teal Gear Raid Orb. We have Doom 2. Doom 2, level 1 ISO, really important that you need only blue level 1 ISO to get started in Doom 2. So that's really good, really encouraging actually. So I'll be starting that next week. We have the kit here of Lady Deathstrike. Is she going to be useful in Doom 2 or Doom 1, even Doom 1 or 2 in the tech lane? I'm not sure. She doesn't seem to give too much other than the defense down. She does apply speed bar down by 20%. at a cooldown of 3. That's not too bad. I can see this going maybe to replace Nebula, possibly, if her stats, base stats, are very high. Not too sure about this. Let me know what you think about Lady Deathstrike and her relevance in Doom Raid outside of the Weapon X team. Otherwise, that's it. But looks good so far. I'm actually really excited to get started on Doom Raid 2. And yeah, hopefully I can bring some content to you guys about that and my experiences as sort of a casual, no pay to win. Haven't really spent any money on this game in some time. So that's the end of the blog post, guys, and that means that's the end of my Friday. And I hope you guys enjoy an awesome weekend. And of course, until next time, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Stay healthy, and I'll see you all later. I always screw this part up. That's important. Boilon, signing out.